Hey there, geeks and gamers. What if I told you that I love a video game series about a cool platforming character who is blue and defeats an evil scientist who creates robots? What if I told you that? What character comes to mind? Is it it's probably Megaman or Sonic. Mega Man and Sonic are almost one and the same in a way. They're both cool blue dudes who beat up robots and scientists. So I think it's only fitting that these characters meet up at some point. Not counting Super Smash Brothers, which they did. The characters are actually both starred in their own. They have both starred in their own comic book series. I'm not really that knowledgeable about the Mega Man comics. I know that there's been a few of them. But the Sonic the Hedgehog comics have been going on for a while, be it the Archie series, which is ended now, or the newer IDW series, Fantastic Comics, all the way through. So, I saw this book at the store one day, and I usually don't collect comics that often. I collect ones that I care about, like I collect Turok, I collect Ash versus, just Evil Dead, or Army of Darkness, or Ash versus Evil Dead, or whatever comics tied to that series I can find. And I do, get some other ones, like I buy the Archie comics, I do buy some Sonic comics, but I'm not like a hardcore collector. But I saw this book, Sonic and Mega Man Worlds Collide, the complete epic. And I knew I had to scoop this up. For one, it's a beefy boy. It's a big book. But getting to see two of my favorite video game characters in one story really intrigued me. Now, this is actually a collection of, as you can kind of guess, a mini-series of comics that were released under the Archie umbrella. Now, there were actually two of these. This is Worlds Collide. This is the first one. There's a second series called Worlds Unite. So if that's something you're kind of like, wait a second, I thought that had this character or that thing. There's two separate Mega Man and Sonic crossovers. They've done this thing twice. But this is the first one. I think this is a really interesting book. I'm going to be kind of showing you some of the pages, kind of flipping through them, because I don't really want to talk about too much. Like, I don't want to go page per page like I'm reading the story to you, because then what's the point of you even buying the comic for yourself, or the book for yourself? So I really want to just talk to you about the book and let you see some of the art. For one, I think this book is visually striking. Now, the Sonic comics, for one, like I said, I can't really comment too much on the Mega Man comics because I don't know too much about the Mega Man comics. The Sonic comics have always had this issue for me, the Archie series especially. The IDW series has been doing a really good job with it. But where some of the art is a little bizarre. But I think at this era, whenever this came out of the Archie series, they really had that Sonic character design down. And the Mega Man stuff looks really good as well. I've been a big fan of both these series. Sonic, I've been a big fan of Sonic my whole life. I love Sonic the Hedgehog. I can spout off more useless knowledge about that franchise than I would like to admit. And Mega Man, I didn't play much as a kid. I played like Battle Network, and I think I played a couple of like the PS2 stuff. Like I played like the collection and like X7, which is not a good game to start out with. So I wasn't too knowledgeable on Mega Man until about my teenage years. I got really into Mega Man, and I love Mega Man now. I have almost everything Mega Man I can get my hands on. So, getting to see these two series that I love so much in one like story is cool. You would think maybe the art styles would clash, but they really don't. I really like seeing these characters together. I really like seeing the characters Dr. Wily and Eggman together. Something that the story does really well is both these characters have huge egos and they're working together, but they do clash at points because they both have huge egos. Eggman always names his stuff this, egg this or egg that, and Dr. Wily is always like has skulls involved in his bases and stuff like that. So it's really nice to see kind of like those two characters play off each other, and like they're trying to name like their new top secret zone or whatever, and they ended up naming it, I think it's like Skull Egg, because they couldn't decide on which name to go with. That's like something that I think is really clever. The other thing I really liked about this comic is that they don't, they do focus on Mega Man and Sonic, but they don't shy away from using the other characters from the series. Now, this is just the OG Mega Man. I think Worlds Collide branches out, and Worlds Collide uses characters from other Capcom and Sega franchises, but I believe this is just Mega Man, the original Mega Man series, and Sonic the Hedgehog. So you get to see, the classics, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Shadow. Silver's there, that's cool. SPO, the Chaotix are there. You get to see some of those cool characters, Rouge the Bad, Omega. Like these cool Sonic characters that don't really get a lot of screen time in newer games. It's cool to see them in this comic. And they have good moments. I love seeing like characters like Metal Sonic. It's something that I applaud the Sonic comics for doing. They don't really forget about the characters. That's something that I think a lot of the modern Sonic games do have an issue of doing, is forgetting about some of the side characters that are pretty interesting. The Mega Man side, I was kind of disappointed towards the beginning, because mainly there was Mega Man, Dr. Light, there was Proto Man, and Rush and Roll, the basics, but they didn't show a lot of the Robot Master characters or anything like that towards the end of the book. You do get to see a lot of the returning Robot Masters from the video games, which is super cool for me, because that's mainly where I know Mega Man. And something that I think is really neat is that they actually, Eggman and Wily team up, and they actually make Sonic's friends into Robot Masters, which they have some really interesting designs. They really do look like Robot Masters if from the Sonic universe. It's strange. But looking at a character like Shadow Man, which is Shadow as a Robot Master, you can really tell that it is like who it's supposed to be and what they're supposed to be. It's hard to explain, but I don't know, it looks really cool. And I think some of the designs are really neat. And I like seeing the Sonic characters turned into Robot Masters. I think that was a brilliant idea, and it really adds a lot of flair to this story. In terms of the story, like I said, I don't want to spoil too much, because it is a good read, and I think it's something that if you're interested, you should read. But if you have seen any other crossover, comic or movie or show or something like that, it does fall into a lot of those same trappings. The two main bad guys team up, the two main good guys have a misunderstanding and fight, and then they team up, and then all hell breaks loose until they can save the day, and things go back to normal. But with that said, I still think there are enough surprises. I like the fact that whenever Mega Man defeats one of the Sonic characters turned into Robot Masters, he gets one of their attacks, in the Mega Man video games. I think that's a really neat idea that they brought forth. For example, whenever he, which sounds weird to say, because it's whenever Mega Man defeats Vector Man, who is Vector as a Robot Master, not Vector Man for the Sega Genesis, I'm sorry, he gets a attack that lets him shoot sound, sound lasers, which is really fun, because if you know the character of Vector, you know that he always has headphones and he's really into music. So it's nice to see that, those kind of subtle touches. When he beats Espio Man, he gets a chameleon thing. It's a really neat idea. I would like to. I don't think they did a compilation for this for Worlds Unite, and I hope they do at some point. I know that things are kind of sketchy now. Archie doesn't have the Sonic license anymore, and after the whole Ken Penders thing and all hell breaking loose, I don't blame Sega for going with IDW now. But I would still like to see them, work something out and bring the second story of this crossover to a compilation like this, because I really don't want to have to buy it separately. I really don't want to have to buy the comics. I think I really like whenever series do this. I'm more inclined to buy a series when they're in these thicker books than the comics. Like I buy Saga. I buy Saga by the volumes, instead of the comics. Same thing with The Walking Dead. I'm just more inclined to do that, and I hope they do. But honestly, if you are into either of these franchises, Sonic or Mega Man or both, and you want a fun, good read, try this out. I don't know what it's going for now. I bought it at a half-price books for like $20 one day, and I was like, that's a good find. This is a cool book. And I don't know. I mean, what can I say? If you want to read some comics, here are some comics, man. Read them. And if you're a Sonic fan, or if you enjoy the Sonic franchise like I do, and maybe you don't like the games, but you like the character designs, read the Sonic comics. You can find some guides online on where to start or how to start. I wouldn't even say, go back to Archie if you want, but maybe look at the IDW stuff for now, because that's the newer series of comics. Because I think like I said, the Sonic comics really do help to capture the characters really well in the Sonic franchise, and they're really well written, well illustrated comics, and I think it does a better job with these characters than a lot of the newer Sonic games do. I wish Sega would maybe hire some of the writers from these comics, and use them to write some of the newer Sonic stories. But that was a look at the book, Mega Man and Sonic and Mega Man, Worlds Collide, the complete epic. And it is epic. Thanks guys for watching. Let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know if you want to see more Sonic content. I have a special surprise for you guys on the upcoming Sunday. I don't know what day that is. Let me tell you. Hold on. I'll get my phone out. On the upcoming Sunday, which is... what is it? The 7th? The 7th, we are posting a special surprise over on Teddy's channel, Majority. It's a Sonic type collab that him and I did. He actually has it set to premiere right now. It's called Hedge God. It's about 2 or so minutes. You should check it out. Let me know what you think. And I'm really excited. I am working on a bigger Sonic project for this channel, because I do want to do something Sonic related with TurboZone, because I don't really do a lot of Sonic content, and I don't know why I don't, because I'm a huge Sonic fan. So I think that's something that I really want to pursue. So thanks you guys for watching. Spencer, don't say anything negative about Sonic in the comments, or else I will make a video where I talk about why Chrono Trigger is trash.
Hey geeks and gamers, TurboBot90013 here. Remember to subscribe to the TurboZone for more content. The Arcade Overlord, thank you. Stay retro. TurboZone.